Hi students, today we are here with a new chapter from Hornbill, chapter 6th, the Browning version, written by Terence Rattigan. This is an excerpt from the Browning version, an acute translation of the Greek tragedy Agamemnon. Frank is a young master, whereas Crocker Harris is a middle-aged master. Both are the teachers in a school. Tableau is a boy of 16 who has come to do an extra work for Mr. Crocker Harris on the last day of the school. But the letter has not yet arrived and Frank finds Tableau waiting. Frank finds Tableau waiting in vain. Frank finds Tableau wait in the school. The play opens when Tableau is waiting for doing an extra work for his teacher in Latin language, Mr. Crocker Harris, as he missed a day during the last week. It being the last day of the school seems empty. Frank, a science teacher, arrives and asks Tableau the reason of the letter's presence. At this, Tableau told that he had come to do an extra work for Mr. Crocker Harris in lieu of missing a day last week. He has also not got his result, though it was the last day of the school. Mr. Frank asked him to read his play Aeschylus of what Tableau showed his dislike. Then he asked him to take a cut at what Tableau showed his disbelief out of shock and fear. At this, Frank told that he felt jealous of Mr. Crocker Harris for having such an impression on the students. Tableau confirmed that his teacher was not sadist to beat the students. As they were talking, Mrs. Crocker Harris entered and asked Tableau to have a break for quarter to an hour as her husband is busy at Bersa's house. About the author. Sir Terence Marian Rattigan CBE was a British dramatist. He was one of England's most popular mid-20th century dramatists. His plays are typically set in an upper middle class background. He wrote the Winslow Ball, the Browning version, the Deep Blue Sea, and Separate Tables, among many others. Introduction. The Browning version presents a conversation between a lower 5th grade student, Tableau, and Mr. Frank, a teacher from the school where Tableau studies. From their conversation, we come to know that Tableau is there to do extra work, extra duty as punishment for his teacher, Mr. Crocker Harris. In the absence of Mr. Crocker Harris, we get to know a lot about him through Tableau's conversation with Mr. Frank. When we come to the summary of this chapter, the play presents a conversation between a lower 5th grade science student, Tableau, and Frank, a teacher. The sense of the play is set in a school. The play opens with a 16-year-old boy, Tableau, who has come to do extra work for his teacher, Crocker Harris. He is waiting for his teacher, who has not yet arrived. Another teacher, Frank, finds Tableau waiting in the room and strikes a conversation with him. From the conversation between Frank and Tableau, we are informed that Tableau is waiting for his result to be declared on the following day. He is keen to specialize in science provided he gets a favorable result. The uniqueness of Mr. Crocker Harris is hinted as he does not tell the results like the other teachers do. He follows the rule of the headmaster declaring the results on the last day of the term. Their conversation provides an insight into the mind of Tableau. He lets Frank know how much he dislikes the play Agamemnon. He is more interested in science. He admits that though the play is not that bad, the way it is taught is terrible. Just a lot of Greek words strung together and 50 lines if you get them wrong. Tableau is doing extra work as he had missed a class a week ago. Frank remarks that Tableau will certainly get his removed for doing the extra work. But Tableau feels the other way. He asserts such sort of rules do not work with Mr. Crocker Harris, as he is not like other teachers who appreciate the students who do extra work. As per Tableau, Crocker Harris is a different kind of teacher. He is too strict and hardly human. Unlike other teachers, he does not tell his students their results before the judgment day. Tableau had asked Harris about his remove, and in response, Harris told him that he has given Tableau exactly what he deserves, no less and containedly no more. After calling Tableau for extra work, Crocker himself is late by 10 minutes. Frank points that as Crocker is late, Tableau has a chance to leave and play golf. However, Tableau seems shocked at this suggestion and is scared that Mr. Crocker Harris might follow him home. Frank admits envying Mr. Harris for the effects he has on his students. He asks Tableau if Mr. Harris beats them. However, Tableau tells Frank that unlike one or two of the other teachers, Mr. Harris is not a sadist. He is not a sort of a person who would beat students and vent his frustration. He is hard like a nut. He is heartless. He possesses no feelings at all. Tableau admits that in spite of all this, he still likes Crocker Harris. The boy narrates an incident when he laughed at a classical joke cracked by Harris, though he had not understood it. It was a gesture from Tableau's side to be polite to him. Harris did not like that and asked him to explain the joke to the whole class, which he could not. At this point, Millie Crocker Harris enters the room. She was Mr. Crocker Harris' wife. She suggests Tableau to run away for a quarter of an hour and come back. She advises him to leave as Harris has been at bazaars and may take quite a time to get back. The behavior and attitude of Mrs. Millie Crocker Harris baffles Tableau. He is not willing to leave, for it has been the order of his teacher, whom he fears to disobey. Millie assures him that she will take the blame on herself. Proposing an excuse for his absence, she hands Tableau a prescription, asking him to take it to a chemist and get it made up for Harris. Convinced, Tableau accepts the proposal and leaves Frank and Mrs. Crocker Harris behind. version, the writer wants to say that teachers are not as bad as they seems. All they want is good for their students. I hope that you understood this chapter. Go through the chapter and go through the videos, and it will be very clear for you. Thank you. Thank you so much.